The weight surplus, overweight and obesity was defined as more than the accumulation of fat that could influence the health of the individual. WHO. The normal measurement was used to determine obesity was by thinking body mass index, BMI, or the other name of the massa index, the body of IMT. Individual that had BMI exceeded 30, it was considered as obesity. Whenever the individual who had BMI same or more 25, it was considered overweight. Obesity could also definition as not balanced energy, where energy that was taken was abundant compared to energy that was used, as well as with the BMI index of the body mass greater than 30. Define obesity. Body fat was needed to all the individuals as saving energy, as the hot partition, the absorption of the jolt and the function PTHERM. But if this excessive fat will result in various problems of the health. On average, the woman had body fat at more than man. The normal fat comparison between body fat and the weight around 25 to 30% to the woman and 18 to 23% to the man. To the individual who experienced obesity could be distinguished according to the distribution of fat, that is apple-shaped body, android, and pear-shaped body, gynecoid. Apple shape was if more fat in the upper body part, the chest and the waist, and riskier to experience the illness cardiovascular, hypertension. Define obesity and diabetes compared with pear-shaped, that the distribution of fat more at the bottom of the hip and the thigh. The situation that really make uneasy to the obesity individual was the health that make uneasy if being not handled early. Obesity will directly increase the risk of the occurrence of an amount of chronic illness like mellitus, diabetes, the type 2, hypertension, stroke, the infarct myocardium, failed the heart, the bladder stone, arthritis, gout, sleep apnea, the failure to breathe normally when sleeping, and the Pickwickian syndrome. Define obesity. The cause of the residual factor of research. Obesity was carried out to know the cause of the occurrence of obesity. Scientifically, obesity happened resulting from the surplus food or energy in the body. The cause was not balanced between food input and the burning calorie. This still not clear, but this situation was accompanied by various factors that could be avoided to evade obesity. The genetic factor was the main factor the occurrence of obesity. Obesity, it was suspected, tended to be reduced because of having the genetic cause. But the pattern 8 and the lifestyle habit joined and encouraged to obesity. The genetic factor and the lifestyle factor really were difficult to be separated. This environment, including the behavior / the pattern of the lifestyle, for example what were eaten and how many times someone ate, as well as how his activity. Someone could not of course change his genetic pattern, but he could change the pattern of eating and his activity. The newest research showed that in general the genetic factor gave the influence of 33% towards the weight someone. Define obesity. Define obesity. The psychology factor also important in obesity. Gotten by several sources said that the pattern of eating was really affected by emotions. Someone, the perception himself who was negative was some, then the example of the form of the disturbance of emotions that could increase the pattern of eating the individual. This disturbance was the problem that was serious to many young women who suffered obesity and normally caused the awareness that was abundant about fat, as well as the feeling was not comfortable in the social association. Define obesity. Obesity or obesity was resulting from eating. Because from the language Latin ob, meaning that resulting from, and as some was interpreted as eating, so as obesity was the existent situation of the fat surplus in the body. This disturbance could result in two patterns: eating abnormal that could become the cause of obesity, that is eating of a large number of, binge, and ate night a day. The pattern 8, this always was connected stress and disappointment. Binge really resembled bulimia nervosa, that is someone who ate a large number of, that distinguished him was binge was not followed by spewing out and came back. Define obesity. Gotten also several health factors that could result in obesity. Hypothyroidism was the illness that was marked by the reduction of the thyroid hormone in the body. To the adult, hypothyroid could result in fast tired, the increase in the weight and the fall of the pulse. Apart from this, the hormone corticosteroid also could result in obesity. The situation was named the Cushing syndrome, that was caused by excessive stimulation to the gland adrenal by the hormone of ACTH syndrome. This also resulted in the increase in the weight and played directly a role in determining BMI the individual. The taking of certain medicines like steroids and antidepressant also for the occurrence of obesity. The development factor and the physical activity also relate in obesity. From results of several researches, The obesity sufferer experienced the increase in the measurement or the number of fat cells, or both of them, caused the increase of the amount of fat that is kept in the obesity body usually to happen in childhood again and could have the fat cell 5 times more compared with the person that his weight was normal. Obesity that happened to the child had the big risk for obese when mature the number of fat cells could not be reduced, because that the decline in the weight could be only carried out by means of reducing the amount of fat in each cell. The physical activity reduction was some define obesity the main cause from the increase in the figure of the obesity incident to the community, especially to the developing country. The physical activity could increase the use calorie that was abundant in the body, but to inactive people needed fewer calorie. Someone who tended to consume food just like fat and did not carry out the balanced physical activity will experience obesity. Apart from the genetic factor, other factors that caused obesity to be able to be evaded to prevent the obesity incident in the social circle. However, the level of the awareness of the community towards his danger obesity still again in the situation make uneasy. The community did not take attention to this problem, and the doctor if this problem caused various other illnesses. The food factor that much fat also was one of the cause factors. Children most liked fast food or fast food. In fact, food like this generally contains fat and high sugar that caused obesity. Busy parents often used fast food that was practical was presented to be given to their child, although the content of his nutrient was bad for the child. Fast food did not have the content of the nutrient for the growth and the development of the child. That was the reason fast food often was mentioned with the term junk food or waste food. Moreover, children's pleasure to the snack in the package or food sweet became the matter that ought to be paid attention to. Define obesity. Please use the click link was supervised this to know define obesity completely, and you will get much information after the click link was supervised this. The click link was supervised this to get much information.